And Mexico City then for the second round of Season 18. Tommy on pole from Revo and the other DS Automobiles car of Jack Carter. Then it's Sebastian Tan, Inokiwi and the championship leader Oscar Folstad. Santino Milan starts 7th from Cosmos and Jonathan Sims. Then it's the factory Nissan Nismo driver of P. Sierra and Bannis Jr. and David Camno. Then you've got Leo, Cici, Akari Lopez and Daf Sanchez starting 16th. Then it's Cable, T. Gabo, Sebastian Ocampo, and Daniel Portasaro. Lewis Olsen and his teammate Miguel de Souza make up the back row. Well, after the very turbulent times of last time out in Sao Paulo, we've got Tommy on pole for the first time in his career. All 5 lights go on. And we go green for the Mexico City E3. Pretty even start from the front row of men. Brilliant start for Tommy considering this is the first time he's started on pole. And he seems to have made the most of that opportunity. Revo, however, in that factory DS Automobiles car, hounding him going down into the first chicane. And he's got the inside line for that first chicane. Revo has found the race lead and has put Tommy a few car lengths right behind him. He's still there in case he needs to make a charge, but Carter trying to get past the Venturi man as well. He started on pole for the first time in his career and has been forced off the track. Cosmos further back with a time penalty and Kiwi up to P3. Tommy has gone from pole to the back of the pack and he's lost out of his front wing as well. He's dropped to P3. He might drop to P4 here as Folstad, he's had a better start than his teammate. He finds his way up in P4 himself as he now chases after the DS Venturi car. But we've got top 4 of all DS powered cars and that McLaren is not looking as if he can actually keep the charge quite safely, but he does get ahead of Tommy, who now peels into pit lane at the end of lap 1. Miguel de Souza in that number 79 car. Last time out was his home race and he only got 12. It was a pretty good debut weekend, all things considered, but he's now got a chance to right the wrongs here in Mexico, but he's got a time penalty of his own. We'll look further up then. In that top 10, Daf Sanchez is there, and once again, this man Jonathan Sims in that Sims Motorsport Nissan car. I've got no clue how he's able to extract so much out of his car compared to his teammate. He's dropped now to 14th, Fabness Jr. up to P13. But it's still brilliant to see a brand new manufacturer come to the championship and do so well, all things considered. Because they are currently doing better than some actual Constructors champions. Like the triple champions down at Andretti Honda. We're looking at Daf Sanchez now as he comes through the stadium section. Jack Carter. Oh, Lewis Olsen's got himself a time penalty there. Jack Carter's got the fastest lap of the E3, but looks like Olsen must have hit the back of Hugh Cable, who's having a pretty torrid time of things in that number 89 Born Honda GP car. I'm genuinely shocked as to how he's not further up the field and fighting for positions, but either way, these things happen. He finds himself up into 19th ahead of T. Gabo in that version Renault, who's also not really found too much through his cars. The opening leg of the season really has seemed to be pretty depressing for the Aurelio Pinnacle Motorsport guys, because it's their customer team, Aurelio Mahindra. They're doing brilliantly. 4th and 6th, albeit a time penalty, but still, Inokiwi and Cosmos are doing so well out there. It's hard to believe that they've got the same powertrains, the same machinery as the guys currently 15th and 17th. Lewis Olsen getting another time penalty for hitting the back of the man currently in 20th. That's T. Gabon. And Dragon Racing Field have 2 rookies in those seats, and neither one of those seem to be doing as well as some other rookies that we've seen in this championship. Need I remind you that Folstad's first season was last season, and he's done such a good job of it as well. I think we've just seen the golden generation of this championship. Daniel Bogdasarov getting a time penalty of his own. Him being arguably one of the oldest members of that newest generation of drivers. But Miguel de Souza battling hard with the silver and purple version Renault car. They're both powered by Renault powertrains. I was going to say Virgin powertrains, but there goes Aurelio Takari, and he's got himself a time penalty. Mr. Lopez went in very deep there. Not quite enough to make the pass stick yet, and he does get himself ahead. And Carter and Revo coming into the first chicane, fighting over the race lead. That's one thing you don't want to do, as into the wall goes Revo. And a virtual safety car is Oscar Falls. That is out of the E3. Virtual safety car has been called out. Jack Carter inherits the race lead, but Revo went in way too deep there, and he's lost part of his front wing. This is the reigning World Drivers Champion. This is a track that hinders a lot of drivers if you can't get your tires up to temperature quick enough. VSC is ending, and when it comes to tire strategy, I think Bastien Tan and Jonathan Sims might actually be in a very good position here to capitalize these, because they're on the hards, which should go to, at the very least, lap 10. It should be very easy. And Revo, you can see he's struggling a lot there, and someone else is struggling. I think it might have been someone further back. I couldn't quite tell. We look to Jonathan Sims, who's onto lap 6 we go. Revo pulls the trigger coming into pits. Of course, with that broken front wing, it's all out of order. 57% tire wear for Cici. We're looking at him as a fellow soft tire runner. Revo's going to come out of the pits on the medium. Someone else coming in. So that is U-Cable in pit lane. And Jack Carter has hit the wall. And he has lost part of his front wing, akin to his own teammate. But unlike him, he hasn't got this security of a virtual safety car period to slow the fall. As we look through, and also in the wall, Bogdasarov, and out of the race goes Bogdasarov. We were looking at T. Gabo. I thought we were looking at Bogdasarov, but no, both Virgin Renault cars hit the wall there. Virtual safety car flies, and Gabo's got missing front wing, and will need to come into the pits at the end of the lap for that. Bogdasarov ran over Carter's front wing, and both of them were there for this man, T. Gabo. VSC is ending. Jack Carter's going to come into the pits, and he will not receive any benefits of like a free stop. Revo's come out ahead of the man who stopped first in Tommy, and he's going to have to do it. He's been forced onto a two-stop here. Milan and not Huey all in pits, so P. Sierra inherits the race lead here in Mexico City, with Cosmos in second and Bastien Tan trying to change that for the order. There goes Bastien Tan in the number 22 down the inside, as into the wall. Up ahead has gone P. Sierra and Cosmos, both out of the E3. Both drivers out at this first chicane. Virtual safety car flies with 10 laps to go. And that's the Spaniard out of the race. And Revo, oh, he's lost out massively here. He was leading this race. Now, he's currently got a net P4. He was forced into trying to make the undercut work, and it just hadn't. So now, if they can just clear this man, Sebastian Ocampo, who, well, his tyres aren't looking too great. Jack Carter's currently looking at himself and probably thinking, yeah, this is an easy race win here today. Bastien Tan is currently the man who leads the race, and he's really not liking his tyres too much. Jonathan Sims in second, and Ironhead Fabness Jr. is third. Got CC in fifth, defying the soft tires expectations. Same with Sebastian Ocampo. Fabness Jr. comes into pit lane. That's very deep from Sebastian Ocampo. Just about manages to keep the car on the track, but he loses position to an hot QE. Lucky he doesn't lose it to Santino Milan, but that is the limit I'd expect of those soft tires. And he does peel into pit lane. Jack Carter's up into peak. Fires into the wall. Has gone David Camino sliding into the wall quite hard there. Caio Lopez also struggling with his tires, and also into the wall goes Lopez in the number 10 Aurelio Pinnacle car, who have announced a brand new driver for their Formula G Series operations. So that's very wide from Tommy. But once again, iWorld, who was the Mercedes driver the last season, who won the Sao Paulo E3, he's been demoted to the FG Series, as we look to Bastien Tan struggling with his hards, of course. A similar story for Jonathan Sims, but they should be coming into the pits at the end of this lap. David Camno did hit the wall and lost by his front wing, and he's out of the race at the stadium section. Virtual safety car is out there. Carter inherits P3, and Camino is out of the race. And the top two still out there. They're trying to go as long as humanly possible on their hards. Caio Lopez coming into the pits to change his front wing and tyres. But Camino out of the E3. Sebastian Ocampo, by the way, he's dropped the last position. That's going to be 17th. Tommy's in for his second. It's probably not going to be his final stop. He's probably going to have to stop one more time. But, of course, brilliant racing in this championship. It's the name. It's the main goal of this championship, to see the best racing possible, as we see Dav Sanchez look to the inside of Revo here, sends a dummy more like down the inside, just doesn't get the landing stuck. Now, he should have fresher tyres than Revo. He does have fresher tyres than Revo, but that Honda powertrain doesn't seem to be as powerful as the DS Automobiles powertrain. Like, this is the powertrain now that has seen the fastest lap and race win been taken off somehow, and we're probably going to see it happen once again as Bastian's hand comes in, and that Sims Motorsport number 21 still out there. Jonathan Sims is now leading the C3. 7 laps to go on lap 10 of 17. Past the second sector going to Tommy. It's a 22.8, and we've got a virtual safety car out of the race. Has gone Jonathan Sims. Oh, dearie me, that was not how we would have wanted to lead this race. He only led it for a straight and a few turns. But now that top four, seemingly as it should be. Carter from Not Huey, Santino Milan, and Revo, who probably should be leading this race. If team orders were applied down at DS Automobiles, this man Revo would be leading. But, of course, no team orders, because they prefer their drivers to fight it out and see who is the better driver, especially at this early part of the season. Not Huey using attack mode, trying to close in on Jack Carter here with 7 to go. He might be able to get a race win for the Mahindra team and deny DS Automobiles their first race win under that name. Top 4 all come out of the stadium section, and I've got to mention this, Dav Sanchez is defying all expectations here. He's driving with Andretti Honda, the team last time out who didn't even scratch the top 10. This time out, they're in 5th, seated in 5th even. They could go for a high position as Sebastian can get ahead of Leo. A lot of weaving from Revo there. I think he might want to come into the pits at the end of this lap. Just saying he might, not saying that he will. As looking to Lewis Olsen, also struggling on his tyres. Both Dragon Renault cars, of course, partnered up with Faraday Future. And yeah, I'm not too sure what to make of their season so far, as we can see Miguel sending one down the inside on his teammate. Both of these drivers, rookies, they go side by side, and Miguel D'Souza up to P11. But of course, 10th down to 12th, all with time penalties. Sushi setting a fastest second sector of anyone. Carter staying out, Huey staying out to start lap 12 of 17, 5 to go. And Revo's still staying out. That's the big one for me. I don't know how much farther Revo can go with his mediums. And I'm not too sure how much these guys can go. And Huey sends one down the inside at the first chicane. Bastian down with the fastest lap. As out into the wall. It's going to stay out of the race for Jack Carter. He's lost his front wing. Thankfully, still in the race. His teammate doing a similar thing. Wall riding there. Yellow flags flying as Hugh Cable has come into the pits. Santino Milan still in 3rd, but not Huey now leads the C3. Revo's got a ton of damage. He's not able to use attack charge anymore, so Sanchez might be able to get past him, but no, he's got to defend from Bastian Tan. Ina Bagnes Jr. watching these guys fight over 5th position as well. So we're still watching this fight over 5th, with Dav Sanchez still leading that little pack, and Huey is leading this race from this man Jack Carter. He's got quite a bit of front wing damage, keeps it out of the wall for now, keeps it out of the wall. Revo also doing his best to keep it out of the wall. They're going to have to double stack down at DS Automobiles. Lap 13 of 17 we go on to. Into the pits comes Carter and Rebo. They are double stacking down at DS Automobiles. Has to be very clean here. And they both go on for soft tyres, which will see them to the end of the race. They're going to have to put a hard and fast charge in. They've cheated retirement in this race twice now. Now let's see if they can get a high position, as into the wall has just gone Inet Babinus Jr. and more damage. That is from not Lewis Olsen. I think it might have been his teammate Miguel de Souza. Was his teammate Miguel de Souza, who had lost part of his front wing with 4 laps left to run. It is a not QE in the number 25 Aurelio Mahindra leading this race from Santino Milan, and Bastian Tan somehow very deep for a not QE, however, coming through the stadium section, similar to Santino Milan. I wonder how they keep it out of the wall. Bastian Tan might actually be able to win today. Cici, oh, that's very deep from both Aurelio guys there. Both Aurelio Pinnacle guys there, as into the pits come the top guys. Is Jack Carter sitting a rapid second sector there. Bastian Tan now inherits the race lead. Can he make it to the end of the race? Can the top 4 make it to the end of the race? On board with the Sims Motorsport initial on number 46 of CC. And you would have noticed on the timing tower, we have fixed that to say XIX. As out of the race has gone Leo! Wall riding! That third turn and is out. Virtual safety car has been flown. And that's going to reduce everyone's speed to 40% of their normal race speed. So the 2 DS Automobiles cars of Jack Carter and Revo, they're currently 6th and 12th. This is not how Revo would have expected his second race as reigning champion to go. And for Oscar Forstad, for his second race as vice champion, this is not how he wanted it to go either. Bastian Tan would currently inherit the championship lead after finishing 3rd and winning here in Mexico City, but that's only if he can manage to win. He's got, as he comes across the line, 2 more laps to hold on to that race lead in that DS McLaren CBR car. Into the pits comes Shishi then. And those are going to be soft tyres going on to the Sims Motorsport car. Kari also into the pits, but this man Bastian Tan is still out there with the soft tyres. Almost the wall for him. That is the wall for him. He's lost all of this front wing. He's going to have to pit. Lewis Olsen into pit lane. As I say, someone's going to have to pit. But of course, tyre wear, big issue around this track. Because if you ain't got the grip, then the walls will show their face. As you can see, Tommy being shown the wall quite obviously there. Yellow flags in that first sector. Flags been cleared. Santino Milan almost looked as if he was able to get past Sebastian Ocampo, who adding to that front wing graveyard that's going on down at that turn. Miguel de Souza, look at this fight for 9th there. Headed by Rebo, who's trying to defend from everyone around him, but I'm not too sure what's going on with that DS Automobile car. Very deep from Daf Sanchez, as the reigning champion is shown just how much chaos and anarchy can occur in the midfield. He's dropped down to 12 because he can't keep himself composed. He's going to drop even further. He's going to drop to P14 behind in long-time rival Ukable, who hasn't really shown the pace that we'd expect of a former champion. Gabo's got a time penalty. He's gone very deep there and is dropped behind Rebo. He's lost his front wing, shown the door by Akari there as well. And he comes into the pits on lap 16 of 17, the penultimate lap of the E3. This man and not QE. Well, he doesn't win a lot, but when he wins, it's a brilliant race. And you know what you're in for. It's the penultimate lap, however, here in Brazil. And it's going to come down to not QE and Jack Carter who can survive these last few laps. It's been a lot less about can you race your way to a win today. It's been a lot more about surviving. But this man, Inet Babinus Jr., after a lackluster performance last time out, the Romanian, son of a multiple-time race winner in this championship, is showing what he's worth. He's currently 5th for DS Venturi, and if the luck of the draw comes his way, it'll be even more than that. As on to the final lap of the E3 we go, and not QE leading the way from Carter and Milan. CC setting a fastest second sector of anyone, 22 second sector is always something unheard of. As out of the race goes an Ocui. We didn't see the car crash, but it was a big one. Looks like it was a massive shunt, and on the final lap, Jack Carter has inherited the race lead and is going to try. He's going to try as hard as he can to pull that DS Automobiles car that has been through the walls and the muck. He's going to try and take the team's first race win after being taken over by DS Automobiles. And he's only got a sector and a half to continue. Denmark has rarely seen their drivers win in the championship. They've lost their World Drivers' Champion. He's retired. It seems he might come back. But as their new hope comes through the final turn, I can confirm to you, he is ready. Jack Carter wins the Mexico City Prix, and it's a brilliant race win for DS Automobiles. Santino Milan comes home with a P2, and Bastien Tan, as it was last time out, comes home with a brilliant P3, and Fabinus Jr. will be P4. And that is one way to stay the charge. Miguel de Souza at the line is going to be fifth from Daf Sanchez and Revo. Then it's going to be Akari. He's trying to get past Revo, not quite. Shishi in sixth, and U-Cable in P10 with Tommy, Lewis Olsen, Sebastian Ocampo, and T. Gabo being the rest of your finishers on board with the version Renault number 29 car. That was a race and a half. A race and a half. This is the podium then. Jack Carter wins in Mexico City from Santino Milan and Bastien Tan. Then it's Ina Bamanes Jr., Dash Sanchez, Revo, Shishi, Miguel de Souza with that time penalty, U-Cable and Akari Lopez. Then it's Tommy, Sebastian Ocampo, Lewis Olsen and T. Gabo, the rest of your finishers. Your non-finishers were Anokiri on the last lap, Leo, Jonathan Sims, David Cano, PCO, Cosmos, Daniel Baltasarov, and Oscar Folstad. In the driver's standings, Jack Carter leads the way from Bastien Tan and Revo. Then it's Oscar Folstad, Santino Milan, Ina Bamanes Jr., Akari Lopez, Daf Sanchez, the top 8. Then you've got Jonathan Sims, PCO, Shishi, Miguel de Souza, U-Cable tied with Tommy and Inokiri, with the rest of the drivers, those being David Camner, Sebastian Ocampo, T. Gabo, Daniel Baltasarov, Lewis Olsen, Leo and Cosmos still yet to score. In the constructors standings heading into the third round of season 18 in Santiago, DS Automobiles leads the way from DS McLaren TGR, then it's Nissan Nismo, Sims Motorsport Nissan tied with DS Venturi, then it's Aurelio Pinnacle, Andretti Honda, the Dragon Renault, Braun Honda GP, Aurelio Mahindra and Virgin Renault who are yet to score. We'll see you guys next time then when the Formula E Monoposto Championship returns.